And we're back here with another episode on Dante's the Pod. We got Getz, Will, and Austin.
Yo.
And let's get it started. Deshaun Watson officially requested a trade out of Houston, but Houston don't want to trade him away. But it seems like the most likely destination is New York Jets or the Miami Dolphins. You guys thoughts about that?
Any team in the league that is unsure about their quarterback is going to be going for Deshaun Watson. The thing that makes it hard for the Texans is that he obviously has that no trade clause. So say the Texans get a really good deal with like the Miami Dolphins or something, and then Deshaun says, well, make it one less first rounder and then I'll accept it. But for the current deal, I'm not going to go there or something like that. So he can even – not only can he decide his team, but he can also negotiate the deal down so that they don't bankrupt the team that he's going to.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him end up on one of those two teams.
I like to see him in the Denver Orange. So, Yamo?
I think he'd be a good fit for Miami. I don't know if Tua is going to get the job done for them. So I think Deshaun Watson, a real leader, would actually complete their team.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I personally think that he'd look good in a New York Jet jersey because, I don't know, they have a better fit. They draft Penn IC well. They have good weapons and a better O-line. He can do pretty well there.
Yeah, and he's in a big market, which I guess he deserves because he's a really good quarterback. I'd like to see him with the Dolphins, though, because they're really building something special in Miami, and they've turned it around so quickly. And Tua is just not going to do the job. Like you saw in the final day, what did he throw? 3 interceptions when they had to go to the playoffs. And even the games that they won, he was just a game manager. He'd have like 200 yards flat and only like 17 throws or something. So They really won despite Tua.
Well, the problem is, I just don't really like seeing the Dolphins trading away their quarterback they drafted in the first round, like the 5th or 6th pick, and giving up on him after one season. You should at least try to go run with him again. But if it doesn't seem working, I would like to see him in Miami or Denver.
Yeah, but guys like Deshaun Watson don't become available all the time. So you got to go for it when you can do it. And, Deshaun Watson has at least proven himself that he's just a quality quarterback, especially with the numbers that he put up this year on a not-so-good team.
Mm-hmm. But one team a team that no one's talking about that I actually see him going to is the Carolina Panthers. Because I feel like the Carolina Panthers have enough to offer for Deshaun Watson with the draft pick, trading Teddy Bridgewater, and they have a lot of young players they can trade away too.
Yeah, I heard that as well, but is he going to waive his no-trade clause to go to the Carolina Panthers? Probably not.
Well, I can see him going to Carolina. That's the thing.
See him going to New England, maybe? Nobody probably wants to hear that, but
just remember he followed all the Broncos players on IG. So,
oh, wow.
Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions mutually agreed that they should part ways. So Matthew Stafford's also on the trade block. You guys' thoughts about that? Awesome.
I personally want to see him on the 49ers. I feel like they can win a ring if Matthew Stafford is on the Niners. They're just one piece away, especially with everyone coming back from injuries this year. They have a good chance at winning the NFC next year.
I didn't even think about Stafford going to the 49ers. That would be a great fit. They've always needed a quarterback. Jimmy G was not going to get the job done last year, but getting Stafford in there, I think he could get the job pretty close to done, if not complete.
He's such a underrated quarterback because he's never won a playoff game in his career, but he's actually so quality. Some of the things you see him pull off, if Patrick Mahomes did that, it would be all over ESPN and stuff. But he's been so consistent, so quality through his years. I could also see him going to the Washington football team, who, are a few steps away, but maybe he can win a playoff game with them and they'll be good for a while. there's definitely other teams out there that I can't think of right now. A lot of teams need a quarterback this year. A lot of teams are unsure about their quarterback.
Oh, one team I definitely can see him going to is the Colts, because they need a quarterback because they're literally one QB away. They have a great O-line, a great defense. I'm not sure about the receivers, but everything else, they have great running backs too. They have 3 good running backs on the team. So
The only logical fit for the Colts for me just seems like Carson Wentz. It just has to happen.
yeah, but we don't know.
I agree.
We don't know with the Eagles. They fired Doug Peterson just to keep Carson Wentz. So we're not sure what this new.
Are we going to get into that later?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll save that.
But another team I can see him going to is Los Angeles Rams. That are 1 QB away because they're not sure about their own QB. We'll talk about that later, but they're saying they're interested in trading for Matthew Stafford. I can see Matthew Stafford in LA. So
yeah, they got to get rid of Jared Goff and his big contract. So maybe just straight up or something like that. I don't know if that would be fair, but.
But speaking of the Lions, you saw the Lions head coach media day when he just joined the team. He saw the whole entire speech.
Yeah, I saw it.
Honestly, I like him already. He reminds me of Joe Judge. I already like him.
That's what he was going for. He was going for like the Joe Judge speech. We're going to play old school football and all that stuff. But it just got so weird. And he's biting off kneecaps and stuff. Like, that is just so weird.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh, my gosh. He was like, we're going to get knocked down. And then we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite your kneecaps off. I'm like, what? He just seems so weird. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, they're definitely going 0-16 next year.
The Detroit Lions opening was probably like the worst opening, so he's going to have a tough job ahead of him, but maybe he can motivate his guys that way. But, like, the difference is when I saw Joe Judge's opening speech, like, you knew he was going to be good. You just knew he was going to be good. And this one, it's, like, kind of like this guy's just weird.
Yeah, but where the Lions are at right now is just really difficult because they have Matthew Stafford getting out, and then King Galloway's on free agency too. So their top quarterback and receiver are gone, and we're not sure about Jeff Okudah being the superstar corner for them. So, and their cap space is probably not in the best situation. So, you guys' thoughts about the Lions head coach? You think he's going to be good for them or no?
I don't think it'll matter. They're going to be bad anyway.
You could put Bill Belichick in there.
I agree with Austin. Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. Hopefully they just, like, if they're going to go through a rebuild, they should just stick with them. Like, you know, if they go 0-17 next year, you know, I don't think they should, like, get in a cycle where they're continuously firing coaches, but, like, they can't move a single step forward.
Yeah. But the Eagles also have a new head coach, Indianapolis Colts offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni. Sirianni? Okay, thank you. Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is the new head coach for the Eagles. Yamo, your thoughts?
I just saw his what's it called? His press conference yesterday. It was so bad. It was horrible. I'm very unexcited.
Coach?
Wait, what did you say?
You wish you had the Lions head coach?
No. I don't
know which one was worse.
Yeah, they were.
The Lions head coach or Nick Sirianni's.
Nick Sirianni's was horrible.
Yeah. He looked like, you know, me giving a freaking presentation in front of like 50 people at school or something, and I hadn't prepared anything. Like, I'm just coming up with it on the spot. He kept repeating himself. He was, like, stuttering like he was scared or something, and, like, it just made no sense. The clip where he's like, we're going to build a smart team, and how you build a smart team, like, that clip was all over the internet. It was just, I don't know, it seemed unprepared and didn't really inspire me. I don't know how he's going to talk to a locker room full of, like, these huge alpha males when he can't even talk to the press with the
Now, all places in Philadelphia too.
Right. He's in trouble. And the press conference just convinces me even more that he's just a puppet of Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie. That's the only reason they hired him, because he wasn't up for like any other jobs.
Yeah.
It's not like you saw the Colts offense and was like, wow, that's one of the best offenses in the league. This guy's really changing football.
Yeah. Austin, your thoughts?
I don't really like the guy. Anyway, we're going to be bad anyway, but it's just I feel like the players are going to walk all over him. He can't stand his ground, it seems like.
Yeah.
I never really saw his press conference, but I never even heard about the dude before he got signed. That's the thing. So that's why I know he's not the best. Because when I hear about the Indianapolis Colts, I don't really think about their offensive coordinator. I always think about their head coach, Frank Reich, and how Frank Reich runs things there. I'm not sure how he's going to run it there, and the Eagles heck is going to run in Philadelphia, but we'll just see what the future looks.
Oh, one more thing about that. Did you guys hear the thing where he said about the quarterback situation? He was like, a lot of teams don't have one quarterback that they're like, we have two quarterbacks that we like. Oh my gosh,
Two
man.
good quarterbacks equal no good quarterbacks.
Right, and they're not even good. They're bottom half of the league, both of them. So ridiculous.
We'll play one in the first half.
Oh my gosh! Like, or what was it? Faces of Franchise. When you play Faces of Franchise, your friend plays first half and you play second half during the college game. We're doing that for the whole entire season. If you guys play Face the Franchise a little bit, but
Yeah.
Texans Ravens assistant coach got hired as the Texans' new head coach, David Coley. You guys ever heard of him?
Nobody had heard of him, and imagine first day on the job, Deshaun Watson says, I want out. First day on the job, your franchise quarterback goes, no, I want out. He was a wide receivers coach. Wait, let me look at it. Wide receivers coach and passing game coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens before this.
Passing game coordinator in Baltimore. That's nice.
Oh my gosh. No, a wide receivers coach too. Who goes from that to being the head coach of the Texans?
Yeah, they're definitely trying to tank here.
Yeah, I don't know what this is about.
They're trying to tank, but they don't have the draft picks for like the next 2 years. So, like when I heard about this, I'm like, who? I'm like, I was thinking they were going to take Eric Bellamy from Kansas State, the guy that Deshaun Watson actually wanted, but it seems like no one in the league wants Eric Bellamy, even though he's been the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs for like the past 6 years. And they still in the past 6 years, the Kansas City Chiefs offense was still elite, even when they had Alex Smith as the quarterback too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Eric Bellamy should be a head coach. But you guys have any other thoughts about David Coley?
No, he's in trouble. His franchise quarterback's going to want out, so then he's in trouble.
Okay. But the Rams don't know what to do with their quarterbacks. They're like with the Eagles right now with Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz. They have a quarterback they drafted with their top pick in 2016 and, has the contract too. Not sure they want to keep him or they have the quarterback who played well when the other quarterback was out. Jared Goff and John Wolford are expected to have a open QB competition training camp this upcoming season. You guys thoughts about that? Awesome.
They should stay with Jared Goff. He played in the playoffs, so they broke into them and still beat the Seahawks in the first round. Just stick with him. You got to have – just don't put in John Wolford. He had one good game.
Right. You can't – that's just disrespectful to Goff. He was the number one pick in the 2016 draft for a reason.
He's had success in his career, like 2017, 2018 – great years, but then, they give up on these guys too fast. It's not even like he had a terrible season. He's still completing balls at 67%. Threw a few too many picks, but
and they trade like all their first round picks for Jared Goff. So if you're just gonna get rid of Jared Goff just like that after giving up like 3 or 4 first round picks for him to draft him, I'll just keep Jared Goff for now. He made it to the Super Bowl before. He beat the Seahawks with a broken thumb. I don't know why they would have John Wolford having a backup if Jared Goff get injured because you don't know what the upcoming season is going to look like. But if you're going to pay the guy the money, you have to show that he actually can win games, unlike some people in Philadelphia. I'll keep Jared Goff.
Yeah. What about the quarterbacks in Denver? They're doing so good, right?
I know.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, he's been a 2-time Pro Bowl selection in his 5 years. Like, that's good. That's why you signed him. But they just give up on him too fast.
Mm-hmm.
You have an off year, and they're already looking to replace you.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so surprised that they lost to the number 1 seed in the NFC, the Packers, who we all thought we were going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we will talk about that later. Kevin King. But Dwayne Haskins going to Pittsburgh. Gets your thoughts about on Dwayne the Train?
I respect that you came to me first. I've been a big Dwayne Haskins guy. Mostly because he was my quarterback in my Madden franchise. This is a good spot for him. Actually, I don't know. I'm thinking about this right now. It actually may not be a good spot for him because I don't think Mike Tomlin can keep his players in check with all the stuff that's going on last year, like where these players are just handing out material, like dancing on the logo or just, the Browns is the Browns and stuff like that. I don't think he can control his locker room at all, and that's kind of what Dwayne Haskins needs. But on the other hand, if Ben Roethlisberger does leave or at some point he's adopting like a really good team, so that'll be good for him as well. And to learn some wisdom from Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah. I like this signing because I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers don't know what to do because they have the 3rd round pick from 2018 draft class, Mason Rudolph, and they saw he did well against the Cleveland Browns where half the team was out and only lost by a touchdown, unlike when Big Ben played in the playoffs with the full roster and they got blown out. They're not sure about him, but they also got Dwayne Haskins, who looks pretty promising too if they give him the chance, and they actually stay under control too.
Mm-hmm.
And they still have Big Ben on that huge contract, which they're trying to renegotiate the contract, restructure the contract, so they can fit in their cap space, so they actually can sign back their players. And also, you got Marquise Pouncey retiring too. So,
and Juju's a free agent.
Mm-hmm. Austin?
I like Dwayne the Train going to the Steelers. I feel like it's a good team. They have good weapons. It's a low risk, high reward type of thing, and I like that for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like when the Saints signing Jameis Winston and Teddy Bridgewater, like they really had nothing else to lose for, and looked like people saying Jameis Winston might be the future QB for the Saints after seeing him doing one play in the playoffs, but we're not sure about that. But Yamo?
Dwayne Train going to the Steelers. I'm not sure what to think of it, honestly, but like how many games did he play this season? Like, I'm pretty sure he got benched like after
like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it didn't make sense. So he played 3 weeks going against 1-1 and lost to the two best teams in the league, or the 2 top 10 teams in the league, and they benched him after that because he lost those games. And then he made a dumb decision of going out, and then next Sunday lose against Carolina, your head coach, former team. That's embarrassing for your head coach, and all the stuff going around. He just screwed himself over after that. So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh under control.
He didn't play. He didn't play. He didn't play horribly in all the games, but he didn't play great. So him going to the Steelers after having such a good season and bad playoff success, I don't know if that's how you want to go and try and like run it back with that same team while you have it. I'd say let Ben maybe do another year or two in there. Hopefully. Well, I don't know what his contract details are, but hopefully Ben can just continue for a year.
And it's not like the Steelers were so good because Ben played so well. They were
Yeah, but
like,
I think they'd rather have a quarterback that knows how everyone plays.
yeah. I'm just saying, but like, the offense is kind of like made for Ben, where it's just like short passes. You're not really going deep a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah, but me as an Oklahoma State fan, right, I see Mason Rudolph as the quarterback for the team, but I'm not sure about this Dwayne Haskins signing. I just don't see them keeping him under control, and I just feel like Big Ben's not going to be good enough for them next year because like he's getting old and only doing short passes, not the old Big Ben where he can throw it deep, but. And we're not sure about Juju resigning back because a lot of people say he's going to go to the Packers or Ravens or stuff like that. So we're not sure about him going back. Or you can see him going to Indiana and be like the main wide receiver there for a new quarterback if they get a new quarterback. But let's talk about another 2004 draft class person, Philip Rivers, retiring after 17 seasons. Gets your thoughts?
Great career. Not Hall of Fame. I don't think he had any seasons where he was too remarkable. He definitely had teams that were had good quality, and he never even made it to the big game, let alone won one. But I think it's a great career. I don't think you have to necessarily, be in the Hall of Fame to have like a great career.
I agree with Getz. No Hall of Fame career. I looked it up with my friend, or because my friend was arguing with someone on like Facebook, on like a Facebook comment section about is Philip Rivers a Hall of Famer? He's had 2 seasons in his 17 seasons over a 75 QB passer rating. That's horrendous. That is horrible.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves to be a Hall of Famer, but they'll probably give it to him just because why wouldn't they?
Yeah. I say if they let Philip Rivers into the Hall of Fame, they need to fix how they do their Hall of Fame voting because Philip Rivers is definitely not a Hall of Famer. In my opinion, I don't really see most of the people in this draft, in the 2004 draft class, besides Big Ben and Larry Fitzgerald, to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't feel like Eli Manning deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but just because he has 2 rings, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But Philip Rivers definitely does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because Philip Rivers was part of that Eli Manning trade. You were supposed to change 2 different franchises, but only one franchise did well from that trade. The other one never got a Super Bowl out of it.
You know what I do have some respect for Philip Rivers for is Eli Manning ran from the Chargers. He refused to play there, and then Philip Rivers got put into what looked like a bad situation and made a good career out of it.
Yeah, but out of the 17 years he was in the AFC West, I'm pretty sure the only time he won the division was in 2008 when they had 8-8 record.
Jeez, man.
Out of that, it was always been the Broncos or Chiefs winning the division every other year. Even when they had their best record, and that's when they went 11-4. The Chiefs won the division, and they got out in the first round to get the second round to the New England Patriots. So he hasn't really had much playoff success or regular season success with his teams too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, if you put Philip Rivers on that Giants team where he was traded from, I feel like he won a couple Super Bowl rings and early in his career. I mean, I don't really see him going to the Hall of Fame, but I do like his consistency throughout the years. Like he's consistently having a good, mediocre, like season. I don't think it's good enough to make the Hall of Fame, but if he does get put in the Hall of Fame, I can see why, sort of.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be mad if he makes the Hall of Fame. I just don't think he should because I like to when I see the Hall of Fames, I'm more of the person that's like, we should rather keep more guys out to like maintain the like high reputation of the Hall of Fame rather than like let everybody in and then it's not even a thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But 2004 draft class, so all the players in that draft class, who do you think deserve to be in the Hall of Fame from that draft class? Gets
Ben Roethlisberger for sure. I would even say, I mean, I have to take a look at it, but I think Eli Manning would make sense, right? And well, first of all, before I even say Eli Manning, Larry Fitzgerald is obviously a lock. Yeah, but I'm more in favor of a selective draft class. So.
Okay, awesome.
I feel like just Eli Manning is going to make the Hall of Fame. Same with Larry Fitz and Ben Roethlisberger. Some of the people I really see going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yamo?
I'm on board with the same three that Gets had, Larry Fitz, Eli, and Big Ben. And Sean Taylor was a 2004 draft class member.
I'm not sure. I looked at
He was the 5th pick in the draft.
He was 5th pick? Oh, yeah. Sean Taylor. Yeah. But I only have Larry Fitzgerald and Big Ben. I don't really see Eli. Well, I only see Eli and Philip Rivers making it in. Maybe Eli might make it in because of his 2 Super Bowl wins, but most people can say those 2 Super Bowl wins were pretty lucky due to the defense. So, but I don't know what happened to Gets. But next thing, the Seahawks offensive tackle Chad Wheeler. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Let me just pull up the story real quick. Chad Wheeler is facing 3 criminal charges, including first-degree domestic violence assault, and including first-degree domestic violence assault. He went out and his girlfriend wanted to take a bend down for her, so he decided to choke her out. And then she passed out. And she woke up, and then he was like, "Oh, you're still alive," and started choking him out. And then that's when she started screaming, and then that's when people started calling the police and found out.
What did I just come back to?
We're talking about Chad Wheeler, the offensive tackles for the Seahawks.
Oh, geez, thought you were talking about Ben Roethlisberger. I thought we were still in the 2004 draft class.
Honestly,
I don't know when it cut me off, but I was gonna say Larry Fitzgerald at the end there too.
Okay, but there's I don't know what I can say about this because this is serious. And if he was a starting offensive tackle for the Seahawks, you can see why the Seahawks didn't make it far. Because everybody knows the Seahawks offensive linemen are just the worst, and one of the offensive linemen that they put trust and the organization put trust in do this out in public is just wrong. But
I don't know what's wrong with the Seahawks organization right now. I know a couple of weeks ago, like an owner got in trouble with another thing, and I feel like this is just another hit. Like stuff like this, in my opinion, is going to make the Seahawks fall apart next year.
Mm-hmm. Something like this happened at the beginning of the season where one of the players brought in their girlfriend by disguising them as a football player, just to have fun. So the organization doesn't look like it's going in a great place with we got DK Metcalf saying that he's the second best wide receiver in the league, and you got Jamal Adams doing Jamal Adams things. So Gets your thoughts?
I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody from this 2004 draft class. I was just looking, and Jason Peters was undrafted out of that draft class. Okay, just saying that. I didn't really hear the whole situation. I kind of joined in the back, but this was the guy that got in trouble for like domestic abuse and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. From the way you were telling it, at least to what I heard, it sounded really, really horrible. So he should definitely be out of the league. I don't know if they already cut him or whatnot, but yeah, he should definitely not play football again.
Yamo.
Yeah, he shouldn't be given the opportunity to play football again. I don't know if the Seahawks falling off next year is a great call, but I could see them going downhill faster and faster than they should have been going downhill.
Because they don't have none of their first-round picks. Their cap is going to be terrible. Jamal Allen's going to be a free agent next year, so.
Yeah, I could definitely see them falling off. I mean, the way that they finished the season, they were trash.
You heard it here first. Seahawks going 5-11 next season. Calling it.
5-12.
5-12. Oh yeah.
It's gonna take some getting used to. It's not like a 7-9 season anymore. It's like a 7-10 and there's no more going 500. There's no 8-8. It's only 9-8, 8-9.
Wait, are they adding another game?
Yeah.
So the Eagles are going to go 4-11-1.
Yes, let's go.
Or 4-12-1. Sorry.
Yeah, 4-12-1 might say. Come on now.
I just did it again.
Ah.
5-12.
Yeah. Sam's not going to like hearing that the Eagles are going 5-12, but.
No, that's the Seahawks.
I said Eagles. I'm like, Seahawks. But speaking of a Seahawks player, DK Metcalf and Vikings wide receivers Justin Jefferson both said this. Justin Jefferson said the top 5 wide receivers is Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins. And then DK Metcalf say Julio Jones, DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, and Stephon Diggs. You think these young receivers are saying a little too much, like getting a little too confident right here, Yamo?
Yes. I had this conversation with a few other friends. We were talking about it, and we were like DK Metcalf is clearly not the number 2 receiver in the league, and Justin Jefferson's clearly not the number 3 receiver in the league. And the fact that they're rating themselves over DeAndre Hopkins, who is ridiculous, by the way, is sad. It's just disrespectful. And Julio Jones first in both lists, I don't get that. He is definitely the most skilled when healthy, but he hasn't had a good season. I don't know how long since
the Matt Ryan MVP year, maybe.
Yeah, Super Bowl 51.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go on after that. Like Julio Jones, I didn't really like seeing Julio Jones first because I feel like D-Hop is better because Julio Jones has been injured for the past couple of years. So I think it should have been D-Hop number 1, and then so on. So I was talking about my top 5 later, and then DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson are not even the wide receiver 1s in their own team because you got Tyler Lockett as the wide receiver 1, and you got Adam Thielen as the wide receiver 1 for the Vikings too. So I don't know why these 2 receivers think they're the top 5. Their own coaches won't put them as the number 1 wide receiver on most of the play. So the only reason why most of them are open because most time the team's not even focusing on them because they're still focusing on the wide receiver 1, Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett. But now when defense are out actually going to guard these players, like Jalen Ramsey just focused on DK Metcalf the whole entire time. You see DK Metcalf didn't really have a great playoff game. So, yeah, Gets.
Yeah, self-confidence is one thing, but this is just jokes. Like Justin Jefferson especially, you've been in the league 1 year, man. Calm yourself. Calm down. And DK Metcalf, you still have, your route running isn't that good. Your hands can be sketchy at times. Like, you still have a lot to work on, man, before you're at that level. I think the DK hype is just too much. Like the Calvin Johnson comparisons, can we put those away? It's jokes.
And one thing I got to add on is DK Metcalf's not even probably the best receiver in his own draft class because you got Terry McLaurin and A.J. Brown from that draft class. So I'm not even sure I would put DK Metcalf over those 2 players, in my opinion. Austin?
Yeah. I was going to say exactly what Get said. Self-confidence is key, but that's just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of top 5 wide receivers in the league, I'm wondering what your guys' top 5 is. Let's start off with Austin.
All right, give me Devontae number 1, D-Hop number 2. When healthy, I got – shoot, I forgot about Julio. I got to think of mine. Can someone else go?
I got it. Devontae Adams number 1, D-Hop number 2, number 3 should still be Julio Jones. Number 4, I got Tyreek Hill. Number 5, I got Stephon Diggs.
You had D-Hop too?
Yeah,
Who'd you have at 1?
Devontae. And Michael Thomas is also slept on, but I still
No, not after last season. I don't think you can put him up there after last
exactly,
season.
because it's not like he came back and he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with your list, honestly. Who are some of the guys that are off the list? I don't know. It's always hard when you make a top 5. You're always going to miss somebody, but I pretty much agree with your list. The same guys, at least.
All right, I think I got mine now. So I got Devontae Adams number 1, D-Hop number 2, Julio 3, Michael Thomas 4, and give me Tyreek Hill number 5.
And then Diggs 6, I'm assuming.
Who?
Stephon Diggs 6.
Yeah, number 6, yeah.
Well, I got number 1, D-Hop. Number 2, Julio. Number 3, Devontae. Number 4, I got to see if I'm forgetting anybody. Yeah, number 4. Am I forgetting someone? Just got to think. Okay, Stephon Diggs. There's Tyreek. There's Michael Thomas. Yeah, okay. All right. Number 4, Stephon Diggs, and number 5, I'm going to go with. Let's make this controversial. I'm going to go with 5. I got Michael Thomas over Tyreek. I just feel like people call him Slant Boy. The thing is, like, if you think about the quarterback can't really throw over 20 yards, as you guys saw in that playoff game. So you can't really call him Slant Boy until he gets a quarterback who actually can throw the ball.
Yeah, Michael Thomas is going to have a breakout year next year with Jameis Winston possibly at quarterback slinging the ball downfield.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he does, though. And he throws interceptions. So he's going to go 30 for 30 again. Oh, so what? He threw 5,000 yards. 30 for 30 again.
I don't know. I think he might have learned something a year under Drew Brees.
Because I was watching something. Michael Vick was talking with Jameis Winston, and Jameis Winston said the one thing learned from Drew Brees is it's not all about the big play. It's not all about throwing the ball down the field to win the game. It's all about completions, being consistent like that. Like if no one's open, throw your checkdowns or try to scramble to the first down line or gets a couple yards. Or always throw the ball away if you see no one's open. Just gotta be consistent like that. Can't always just chuck the ball down the field and hope that Michael Thompson is down there. So that's one thing he learned from Drew Brees. And I feel like learning from that from Drew Brees, that's the only thing that Jameis Winston needed to do because he kept on throwing the ball downfield too much. Keep on throwing the ball too much. No one's open, then he throws an interception. And also he had eye surgery too. So basically when he was playing the season, he basically couldn't see during the whole entire season. So that's why he got eye surgery. So I feel like Jameis Winston's going to be also a breakout player for next year too. But, yeah, Michael Thomas will also be a breakout player for next year because I feel like the way they put him in that offense is to help Drew Brees out because he couldn't throw the ball they have Alvin Kamara for his screens or his flat routes and stuff. They have Michael Thomas running his slants. So I feel like under a quarterback who actually can throw the ball a little bit more deeper, Michael Thomas can show his things because remember in the last year he had the record for most receptions too. So don't sleep on Michael Thomas. But next thing, the playoff games. Let's talk about first game, Packers versus Bucks. Packers lost to the Buccaneers, but I forgot the score was, but pretty close game to the end. Tom Brady threw 3 interceptions, but the Packers still couldn't score with those 3 interceptions. They could have went for a touchdown, but they went for a field goal, which made the game close. But I feel like they had 3 more chances after that with Tom Brady throwing 3 interceptions. So, you guys thoughts on that? Gets?
Pivotal moments of the game are Scotty Miller scoring the touchdown over Kevin King right before halftime, and then the 3 Tom Brady interceptions. You get 6 points from those 3 interceptions, and then obviously finally the 4th down situation. We're on 3rd down. Aaron Rodgers has a bunch of green grass in front of him. Maybe he can even get in, but he decides to throw it like across his body down low to Davante Adams. I don't even know. And even if he scrambles and just gets some, well, then at least you know that you're going for it on 4th. You're not going to kick a field goal. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing is all this Aaron Rodgers talk. Like, if Aaron Rodgers had the same situation as, like, Tom Brady and these guys, he'd be way better. Like, he's had a lot of good teams. Don't tell me that he doesn't have enough on this team to go out there and win this game. I just think he's come up short in a lot of these games.
Yeah, like he had a good game, but he didn't really show up in the pivotal moments, especially in the end of the game.
Right.
In the money drives, he just couldn't do anything.
Yeah. One thing I saw from this game, they were stopping the run in a good amount with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. Didn't hear about too much about Aaron Jones, but with A.J. Dillon, Jamal Williams, and Aaron Jones, he really was doing good against the running game, because that's one thing that the Packers had, a good running game. And then they were, I don't know, sometimes I just see during the plays, Aaron Rodgers wasn't looking for Davante Adams half the times. He was throwing the ball to different receivers, trying to give the ball to other receivers, but most of those other receivers just dropped the ball wide open in the end zone, as you guys see with, Alan Lazar dropping a wide open touchdown pass, or no, dropping a wide open 2-point conversion pass.
Yeah.
So, but seemed like the whole entire Bucs defense was ready for Davante Adams and made sure that he wasn't open for most of the pass. But most of the passes that Aaron Rodgers threw, you also see Davante Adams wide open down the field. So, Yamo?
Aaron Rodgers, how many conference championships has he made now in the past?
I think like 3 of the last 4 he must have been there. Just think this year, last year, and not the year before that, right? Because that was Eagles Vikings. What?
Who was the year before?
What do you mean, last year?
No, who played the Rams in the NFC Championship?
The Saints, yeah.
Yeah.
Saints. Oh yeah, right.
Because that was the year when Aaron Rodgers was out with injuries too. I think before that, it was like Seahawks versus Packers.
Oh yeah, when they had the onside kick conversion, they got the onside kick, and then all that craziness went down. They had the huge lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really watch that game. I wish I could have. I had work.
And Green Bay was the team that lost to the Falcons as well. So just in the past few years, they lost to the Seahawks 2014. 2015 they weren't in it. 2016 they lost to the Falcons. Then the next 2 years they weren't in it, and then they lost to the 49ers and they lost to the Buccaneers. Yeah.
I remember just coming back from work to so many Kevin King memes on everything, on every social media platform you could possibly imagine. Kevin King was getting clowned, and then I looked why, and I was like, oh, that's why. He got burnt by Scotty. He got burnt by Scotty Miller.
Hey, Scotty Miller needs his respect.
Yeah.
He's a good receiver. But
did you hear the thing that he said he thinks he could win a race versus Tyreek?
I believe
fast. He's fast like that. People don't know. People underestimate him.
Crazy though.
No, every single time I play Matt, I always got to pick him up because he's a speed demon.
Oh yeah, well he's on my team, man. So I'll see you week 15, I think it is.
Yeah.
After Yamo hands you your first loss.
But And then the Bills versus Chiefs game. Yes, your thoughts about this game?
The Chiefs were just so much better. Like, it's not something that the Bills didn't do or anything. Like, the Chiefs were just that good in this game. Like, I feel like once the Bills got that like muffed punt touchdown, and they missed the 2-point conversion. Okay, they were down 9 or whatever, but like the next drive by the Chiefs looked so easy, and once it was 9-7, you're like, oh yeah, okay, the Chiefs they showed up now. They're ready to win. They're gonna win this game from here.
Yeah, like I said before, only way the Bills would make it to the Super Bowl if they don't have to face the Kansas City Chiefs, and they face the Kansas City Chiefs. And then their defense is good, but they couldn't go against the elite Kansas City Chiefs offense. So, and then Josh Allen then do well running backwards and then getting sacked for like.
Oh my gosh, that happened like 5 times. It looks like me in Madden.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it wasn't looking good for that. And then one thing people said from that game, like if they would have a decent running game, they need to draft a running back because most people don't like Devin Singletary and Zach Moss being the running back because like they're really like the 2 slowest running backs in the game. So I'm pretty sure like in Madden they're both like 86 speeds and like bro, your quarterback's just as fast as you, but I just don't want. No, they probably can improve on their defense and improve on their running game. They probably be back there because I see them going back there next year too. And then another way I see the Chiefs losing is Patrick Mahomes making mistakes. So you guys saw in the end of the season last year where Patrick Mahomes made several mistakes, like against the Dolphins, throwing like 3 interceptions. So, like I can see the Bills back there. Their future looks bright there too.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing Stephon Diggs standing out there watching the whole entire AFC Championship ceremony, that was.
Those things are always so sad.
Mm-hmm. He was the only one.
He really proved himself this year.
Mm-hmm.
Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Being traded from bringing a team to an AFC Championship game is a great turnaround. And doesn't look good for the teams.
Here's my thing with the whole situation. Before the game, I saw Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes like comparisons on these NFL pages, and I thought it was kind of disrespectful. And then during the game, I feel like Patrick Mahomes like proved that he's on his own different level, and that no one really compares to him. Maybe except like prime Tom Brady, but no one really else. The Bills played good, but the Chiefs are just so much better.
Yeah, their quality just came through. Over the length of a whole football game, yeah, you'll find out who's better.
So I got a question. So since the Bills and Packers both lost, what does the future look for the Bills or Packers? Yamo.
Bills still have the same. I'd say their future is only going to get brighter. But the Packers, on the other hand, might lose Rodgers. Everything is just going to go. Everything's just going to start going downhill because they're not going to.
Is Rodgers' contract up, or would he just request a trade?
He would request a trade, but I don't know if I see that happening. But it's a possibility. His press conference sounded like
he was devastated.
Anymore. But
it's always like run it back, but you don't know if you're going to be there again next year.
Yeah, I think Bill's future gets brighter, and Green Bay just starts falling off slowly.
I think one problem for the Bills though is that I think their division is only going to get better. Last year they had some teams that would just, really fell off. The Patriots obviously fell off, leading the way. The Jets were terrible. We know that, but they've been terrible. And the Dolphins are only going to get better next year. So I think their division is going to be more difficult next year. So, they might not even win their division next year. Some other team could step up.
Yeah. I feel like the Bills' future is just going to get bright. I feel like they're still going to win their division, even though their division will be more tough next year. And I actually can see them going back to the conference championship game too. But for the Packers, I'm not sure about the future about Aaron Rodgers because I feel like they might run back again, try to pick up a free agent like Juju or Kenny Golladay to pair up with Devontae Adams to get more more help for the passing game. But they also have to re-sign Aaron Jones. They got to decide, is it good to re-sign Aaron Jones? Because, running backs are just not really like most running backs in this league, because you got running backs like I don't say DK Metcalf, Chris McCaffrey and Derek Henry on a whole different level. But you got running backs who are just based off the product of the O-line. So you're not sure if he's elite running back, like all those running backs like Chris McCaffrey, Derek Henry. I'll say Saquon too and Nick Chubb, but we're not sure about Aaron Jones if he's on that level, because they can just not sign him, not re-sign him, and run with Jamal Williams, and
A.J. Dillon. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think they're good there.
Yeah, I don't see him re-signing Aaron Jones. I see him trying to sign a wide receiver than not re-signing Aaron Jones, in my opinion.
Juju. I feel like that'd be a good fit.
They should just let Aaron Jones go and sign a wide receiver or a defensive person, like a linebacker. That's what they need most. Running backs are so serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's get to the NBA.
Whoa, let's get to the big game preview.
Oh, well, I'm not going to do that until next week, right before the Super Bowl.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. We can talk about the AFC versus NFC Pro Bowl. Yes, sir.
Oh, are you coaching, Manny? I mean, you're usually there.
It's messed up.
It's messed up.
Talking about the franchise where he always gets selected as the Pro Bowl coach because he never makes the Super Bowl.
I'm always one game away. Like that one Cinderella story when I beat the top teams in the playoffs and wins.
Oh, what a magical Cinderella run. And he lost the Super Bowl by, 2 points?
Yes.
Oh.
Because I lagged on the screenplay and then I got tackled for a safety. That was a bummer. But Ozzy got the AFC winning because, we're the best. So AFC is too strong like that.
See you in the Super Bowl this year, right? I know it's my year. I'm going to get that first round bye.
You're going to lose to the AFC West, so. But let's go to basketball. Kevin Porter Jr. got an argument in the locker room with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Got traded for a second-round pick, and now he's sitting down to the G League. Austin, your thought about Kevin Porter Jr.?
I mean, another low-risk, high-potential award for the Rockets. In my opinion, it's a steal. You can just fix that behavior. The person's only a kid. He's 20 years old. Like, you have time to fix that. People often forget that. And if he can get his attitude fixed up, then make him play basketball. So I think his future with the Rockets, in my opinion, is bright.
Yeah, in my opinion, I thought Kevin Porter Jr. was a sleeper from last year's draft class. So getting him was a steal for a second-round pick. And then this reminds me of the Marco Fultz trade, when Marco Fultz was on trade for James Ennis III and a second-round pick. And where is James Ennis III?
I don't know, out of the league.
Out of the league. And the second-round pick is probably not in Philadelphia anymore. So in my opinion, this is like a Marco Fultz trade where you got nothing else to lose. Like, if the person doesn't do well, you can just waive him. If the person do well, keep him. So, Jets.
Yeah, like Austin said, good move by the Rockets. They seem to be making a little bit of smart business recently, but yeah, buy him when he's low. It's like a stock. Buy him when he's at his lowest.
I also agree with that, and it's not like Austin's right about him being able to just be taught and how young he is. It's not like he's mid-30s or anything, and he just did what the Seahawks offensive tackle did. Like, he didn't do anything like that. He has so much time left in his career, and he could be good and he could be bad, but.
Yeah, but speaking of players that got traded, Caris LeVert turned out he had like a cancer in his kidney. I'm pretty sure that he didn't found until the James Harden trade. So if it wasn't for James Harden acting out and wanting to trade, he would never knew that he had cancer, and it could have been bad later on in the season. So lucky he got surgery. Surgery went well. The cancer is gone. So he's ready to play when he's
Great story.
Mm-hmm. So, but I think Cavis LeVert on that Pacers team will be such a great fit. I think he's gonna have a breakout game for the Pacers when he gets a chance to play. So, but it's sad to see him being like the one, like besides Joe Harris, he's like the last piece from that. What was it, 2018 Brooklyn Nets squad, or the gotta be crazy squad, with D'Lo and Jarrett Allen and everybody else there, and Sixers' favorite player, Jared Dudley. So it's just sad to see. I just feel like they should have. That's one reason why I didn't like the Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving signings, because like they just got rid of the whole entire Brooklyn Nets squad just like that. And now they've stuck. Now the Nets have 3 superstars, but with no bench too. So I'm not sure about the Nets, but
yeah, they used to have the best depth in the league.
Mm-hmm. Now they have the worst. But that's one problem when you get Kevin Durant. When you sign for Kevin Durant, you gotta get rid of most of your bench. So what the Warriors did, and now look at the Nets. Maybe the Nets can actually win. Maybe the Nets can win a championship this year. But I don't see them. Thing is, I don't see the Brooklyn Nets making it out of the first round. I feel like they're gonna get upset in the first round. My opinion. By the Cleveland Cavaliers. But no, I just feel like James Harden in the playoffs is not really a good fit, because James Harden doesn't do well in the playoffs. He never does well in the playoffs. You saw in OKC in the NBA Finals, he didn't do well in the finals. And in Houston, never made it far enough. Had a chance against the Golden State Warriors when Kevin Durant was out, and still didn't make it. Still didn't beat them. They could have won a championship that year if James Harden would have stepped up in Game 6 in Houston. Every single time a game goes to Houston and his elimination game, he always steps down. That's the thing if you check the stats. So James Harden in the playoffs, we just gotta see James Harden in the playoffs, because I trust KD. KD's up there for top 5 MVP this right now. But I'm not sure about Kyrie mental space right now, but we're gonna talk about that later. But KD, I can trust KD. I can trust Kyrie, but I don't trust James Harden in the playoffs. So, in my opinion, Yamo.
I don't see the Nets. Actually, I could see the Nets going decently far in the playoffs, but I don't see them making the finals, no matter how many superstars they have. Because James Harden is not it. Kyrie Irving is not the guy. Kevin Durant is the only reason I could see people having trouble in the East, like in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Yeah, I just don't think their depth is good enough either to make a playoff run. I think they're gonna have to go up against so many hard teams, and the thing is, they have 3 great players, but you only won basketball. So, what are you gonna do about that?
This was like the year 2008. Maybe this will work when most teams don't really have good benches, but in the East. But it's not 2008 like the Boston Celtics did, and they can't be like the Boston Celtics and win a ring after one season. So, but let's talk about the Wizards. They're struggling. Bradley Beal's still the scoring leader on the team, but they're struggling. Russell Westbrook's not doing the best. If he does doing good, he gets ejected from the game in the beginning of the 4th quarter. So they still don't really have a chance. Even though if Russell Westbrook does good, the rest of the team is doing terrible. Because you can see a stat like this. Bradley Beal with 50 points, Russell Westbrook with 20 points. And the next leading scorer is Thomas Bryant with 9 points. The whole entire
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Wizards have a top 5 offense in the league right now if you look at the offensive rating and the points per game.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I would feel bad for Bradley Beal, I do, but I'm not going to say like free Beal because he's one of the reasons why they're the worst defensive team in the NBA.
Yeah, because he plays more offensive
You
defense.
can't carry your team just on one end and expect to win. When they had John Wall, he was guarding the best player, and they had a defensive anchor. But now they don't have him. Who's guarding the best player? No one. And Bradley Beal, in my opinion, as the best player on the team, he has to step up some way on defense. He just looks lost all the time.
Yeah, I feel like James Harden's a better defender than Bradley Beal, in my opinion, because he saw him 1 year leading the league in. I saw him 1 point in season like 2018 leading the league in steals. He was like 1 point averaging 2 steals a game before but at the end of the season he ended up averaging 1.5 steals a game. But still, I see James Harden actually stepped up for defense, and that's how he won MVP that year. So, in my opinion, not because of his office, but he stepped up on other things too. But Bradley Beal just playing more like Bradley Beal's is like, oh, what's better? Who can? We don't really care about defense. We just score more points than the other team. But scoring more points on the other team when you can't play defense. And then speaking on their defense, for Hachimura, the guy they drafted because they thought he was going to be the next Kawhi Leonard, being a two-way player, only can play one way offense, and not really great on offense. And his defense last year, he was like the worst defensive rookie, the worst rookie for defense in like history. If you check the stats, so. And I'm not sure about this kid named Denny. I forgot his last name, but the kid from
he's terrible at defense.
Hmm?
He's terrible at defense.
Yeah, he's terrible on defense. So they're only drafting offensive players, and I'm pretty sure Thomas Bryant's not the best on defense too. And then Davis Bertans doesn't look great on defense too. So it's the team just not built good together. And then Scott Brooks is doing the same thing he was doing in OKC with his rotations just being terrible. Like, for one example, his rotations was thinking about, oh, let's put James Harden on the bench so we can have him out there with the bench squad. And, like, you don't do that.
Yeah, so we already talked about most of the things that make the Wizards bad. So I'm just going to talk about the possibility of Bradley Beal leaving. And I would love to see Bradley Beal, the Sixers, make an all-in move for Bradley Beal. I wasn't behind making a move for James Harden because he's like already 32 and he comes with his own luggage. But I think if the Sixers are serious about making a championship run, Tobias Harris cannot be your number 2 scorer. He's like championship number 2s need to be better than that. And 34 points a game, or, you know, that's what it was last time I saw it for Bradley Beal. It's nothing to scoff at. But so he's definitely a deadly scorer. I think if we can get him and Tobias Harris becomes our 3rd scoring option, then we're legitimate. Honestly, I'd give up Ben to go get Bradley Beal. You'd have to give up Ben and some more because, you know, every year that goes on, people think less and less of the Ben potential that's there. Oh, if he only learned a jump shot. Yeah, well, it's year 4 and he still doesn't have one.
He's averaging 12 points a game too. But the problem about trading away Ben Simmons to defense, because you saw in the playoffs, well, Ben Simmons, their defense was terrible.
And they just look lost on offense. They have no playmaker without him.
Well, I feel like if they're looking lost in offense, I feel like Tyrese Maxey can step up and be the playmaker for the team. But the problem is defense.
The Sixers keep on getting younger and younger. They rely on too much on these rookies. Like last year, Matisse Thybulle, like expecting him to be like a good 3-and-D player his first year, late first round pick. We can't rely on Tyrese Maxey to be a championship starting point guard. This year, anyway. Maybe in later years, yeah, but he's a rookie this year.
Like, one player if they do trade away Ben Simmons, one player I would love to see them to get is to be a good playmaker for the team is Kyle Lowry, because Kyle Lowry can actually lead a team because he's the only good player on that Raptors team. And with Kyle Lowry back in Philadelphia too, because he's from Philly, I can see him be on the Sixers too. So
I just think Ben Simmons is such a liability on offense, especially late in games. You have to hide him because, you know, he's late in games. He's not going to shoot that jumper or that 3 that you need, and teams are going to expose him.
The thing is, I just don't see – like, the thing is, I just hear a lot of people saying that Ben Simmons don't really practice. That's the thing. Don't practice shooting, too. You only can see him shooting when he's like, when he's done with doing other things, and then he's in the high school gym just shooting the 3 ball because like, oh man, look guys, I'm practicing my jump shot, give me my money. But
Yeah, I believe too that he actually doesn't work that much on his game. You know, when at the same time guys like Brook Lopez have learned a 3-ball, like there's no excuse.
When the Dwight Howard can make a 3 before Ben Simmons, that's when it's not looking great. So
Yeah, he's shooting 17% from the 3 this season, or 16.7.
Okay.
Yeah, his value keeps getting less because at least at the beginning of his time, it's like, oh, once he learns that jump shot, he's going to be unstoppable. But every year he still continues to not learn one, and you know that potential is just going down and down. And his trade value is going down to the point where it's not even a straight up trade for Bradley Beal. It's Ben Simmons plus a first rounder, or Ben Simmons plus 2 first rounders to get Bradley Beal.
One thing I do like to see, though, is that his free throw percentage is going up every year in his career, which is good. I mean, that
What
shows
is that
some
now? Like,
improvement.
it's still at
Yeah, one thing, you can see this game against the Timberwolves. I was watching the game, first half, Ben Simmons was 0 for 5 for shooting the ball. The only thing he does is drive in and take a layup. So you have a slasher going 0 for 5 like Russell Westbrook.
yeah, late in games and in the playoffs when teams, you know, really get stuck in on defense, it's going to be harder for him.
Yeah, and only end up scoring 11 points at the end of the game with the Sixers win, but he's averaging 12 points a game, 7.9 assists, 8.3 boards, and you say Russell Westbrook his stat padding, but you also can say the same thing about Ben Simmons, only scoring 10 points but getting 12 assists and 10 boards. Like Russell Westbrook does the same thing, but they call that stat padding. But if Ben Simmons does that, he's a great player. But you're not a great player.
Russell Westbrook got the stat padding label once his centers were boxing out for him on free throws so he could grab the rebound.
All right, I got a little goal for Ben Simmons by the end of the season. I'm sticking on his side. If he attempts 30 3-pointers this season, no, 25 3-pointers this season, I'll be happy. He's so far attempted 6. If he can get the 25, I feel like that'd be good.
There's no shot. No shot.
Harden does that in 2 games.
That's Harden. Okay, that's his play style. LeBron didn't learn his jumper and start shooting 5 threes a night right away. He started gradually attempting more, and that's what we need to see.
Okay.
And I don't really mind having Ben Simmons on the squad. We're number 1 in the East right now. If it's working, don't change it.
Yeah, but it hasn't had any playoff success yet. You guys had a lot of high conference finishes, but then get bounced by a team.
People forget these players. Okay, our first playoff appearance, 2016, they were both like 22. Ben Simmons 22, Joel Embiid like 23. We had no chance of winning that series against an experienced Celtic coach. We had Brett Brown as our coach. We're not winning any games. We got to give it a shot with Doc Rivers. Yes, his points per game is going down, but everything else is fine. Like, he's being our prime playmaker or good defender. And he guards the best player in prime time, and it works.
The thing is, you see him when Joel's not playing games, you don't see him still scoring. You just see Tobias Harris leading the team in scoring. Because usually last you see Ben Simmons, when Joel's out, Ben Simmons dropping 25 points and a triple-double. But now you see Joel's out, and Ben Simmons still dropping 10 points, 7 boards, and 8 assists.
When Joel is out, this team sucks.
Yeah. Because I saw them down by 10 points against the Timberwolves when Joel was sitting out. And then they came back when Joel was back in.
That's not why they were down. Joel was the reason they were down. That's the reason oh my God, I can't speak. That's the reason the Sixers were down early. Joel was shooting like 0 for 6, and then they put him in. I heard him talking about it. They're like they just need to get Joel a layup to get him going. And then he ended up having 37 points and 11 boards.
Jeez, man.
He was the reason. He was the reason they were.
I'm just talking about the games where like Joel just sits out completely because, you know, he needs a rest. He's so tired, which, you know, wait till a 7-game series. That's going to play a role. I bet we'll hear storylines about him being tired again. And, yeah, so when the games where he doesn't play at all, like, you might as well just not even watch it. They suck. Like when they lost to the Pistons without Blake Griffin the other day.
And Blake Griffin haven't dunked the ball since last year, so That's what we're saying about this Pistons squad. So, but Yamo, we haven't heard you talking about Ben Simmons at all. So, your thoughts about this?
Don't trade him for Bradley Beal. It's not worth it. Their defense would be so bad. It would be god awful, and then I'd want to cry watching the Sixers even more than I already do.
I don't think their defense would be that bad.
Their defense would be so bad.
Nolan B is a good defender.
No source of perimeter defense.
Last year, the defense was terrible without Ben Simmons in the playoffs. They got swept by the Boston Celtics last year. You saw that.
If Jason Tatum was on Ben Simmons, if Ben Simmons was guarding Jason Tatum, he wouldn't be averaging 34 a game in that series against the Sixers.
I just feel like he goes the same way on the other end of the floor then. But then you have Ben Simmons as a liability on the other end of the floor.
I don't like Ben Simmons, but I can agree that he's the best defensive player, the best guards out there on the team right now. So, people can say, "Oh, you got Matthew." I'm about to say Matthew Stafford. Tyrese. Oh my gosh.
If defense was equal to offense, then Tony Allen would be a Hall of Famer, but he's not. So,
Tony Allen.
The Sixers guards, the young guards, like Tyrese Maxey and Matisse Thybulle, they're so foul happy right now. They're rookies. They're going to make all these mistakes. Like Matisse Thybulle, whenever he guards someone, he's so aggressive on defense. It's a good thing, but he gets so many 3-point foul calls. It's ridiculous. And with Ben Simmons doesn't do that. Like, he's an experienced defender.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think you don't know how many years you're going to get this from Joel Embiid. Like, he's already 27, and he's obviously a man of his size, can deteriorate quickly. So I think you got to make the all-in push at some time. But if they want to just run with this squad for 1 year, we'll see. I don't think that's a championship squad right there.
I can see them making far in the playoffs, but Ben Simmons just got to step up on the offense. I don't see them trading away Ben Simmons at all. You should not trade away Ben Simmons quite yet, unless you have an answer for defense. Because you can't have an answer. You have to have an answer for playmaking and defense before trading away Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons brings both playmaking and defense. So that's the reason why they should not trade Ben Simmons quite yet, until you have an answer for both sides. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about this?
No, I think we pretty much discussed it.
So, Jazz. They keep on winning games, and you got people like Shaquille O'Neal hating on the Jazz like always because he likes to hate on players for no reason. But Donovan Mitchell's leading the squad, and you think they're gonna make a run for this year? They might be a surprising team, like the Portland Trailblazers in 2019. Make a run like that, or no?
First round exit.
I see him exiting second round.
Yeah, like all these teams, they'll have good seeds. They'll have good regular seasons. But once you come to LeBron James in the playoffs, I'm not even gonna say the Clippers in the playoffs. That's a joke. Okay, but once you see the real teams in the playoffs, and LeBron activates playoff mode, yeah, you're packing your bags and you're going home.
Yeah, but I like your point about the Clippers because one person who's heavily underrated right now because of his playoff performance is Austin. Just gonna say it.
What with Paul George?
Deserves to be an all-star starter this year.
Okay, fine. But okay, get the All-Star game. That's fine. But if you want to make a legacy, do something in the playoffs. Playoff P.
Which he never did because in OKC I was arguing with this with Austin. Talking about OKC Game 6 against the Utah Jazz, dropping 6 points. Carmelo Anthony outplayed you. Jeremy Grant outplayed you. And Russell Westbrook dropped 50 points. Even though it wasn't good, he still dropped 50 points to try to make that game close because the game was like a 3-point game the whole entire time because Russell Westbrook kept on making the game close. But we need Paul George to make 1 3-pointer to win the game. But no, he decides to miss the last second 3-point shot to lose the game, and then we lost embarrassing Game 6 to a team, the OKC team that everybody predicted to beat Houston or Golden State, and OKC Big three. That was the most embarrassing series. I couldn't go to school after that.
That was like 4 years ago. 4.
I know, but he pulled another playoff P last year.
He could pull it off. It could be 60-40 chance it happens, but I believe in him. I feel like he's a changed man.
Like, they almost lost to the Mavericks first round, the team that has absolutely no defense, like the Wizards, okay?
Okay, to be fair, that Clippers team, they just put a bunch of random players together and hope they played well. This year, they actually have chemistry. They have a good surrounding team, and I feel like Paul George has changed his playing style a little bit that make him more efficient.
Yeah. No one still get mad. Like, why did Kawhi have to leave? Like, Kawhi could have stayed in the East and ruled the East like LeBron did.
He wanted
Happy he left.
a different challenge, man.
But I know that Paul George's doing great in the regular season, but he's not going to do good in postseason. But
Only time will tell.
But anybody else, any thoughts about the Jazz? Keep on winning, Yamo?
Second round exit. That's it. But Shaq disrespecting Donovan Mitchell, that's just so annoying.
This is the thing with Shaq. He's like, I can say anything I want. Have you seen my legacy? Yeah, that means I'm correct. Hey, Donovan Mitchell, you're trash because you don't have an MVP and 4 rings like me. He just uses his legacy to back up anything that he says.
In my opinion, I can make the argument that Shaq really underachieved in his career, winning only 1 MVP, and he had multiple chances of winning championship with good players because he had the chance to play with Steve Nash and LeBron James, who would have kept care of his body a little bit more. He would last in the league a little longer and would have won with either of those players. And then him getting traded away from him.
What even exactly was his criticism of Donovan Mitchell? Or did he just say, I don't like you?
He basically said that. And before that, he didn't really like Rudy Gobert. He said, oh, God, hey, kid, it's good to be – good. You can make millions of dollars in the NBA just to average 11 points a game. So –
yeah, if you're also like a 2-time defensive player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
No respect.
Even though Paul George deserved one of those defensive players when he was in OKC, but we don't talk about that. But who's your MVP? Because I forgot who I was talking this with, but I have my MVPs. That's gonna be surprising from all you guys. But
you were talking about it with me, Manny.
Let them go first, and then.
Okay.
Manny's got the same answer as me, bro.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid.
Oh, okay.
Joel Embiid. Dude, all three. Everyone's shaking their head right there. Austin and Manny shaking their head right there. Joel Embiid, MVP, carrying this team to first in the East right now. Even though we missed 3 or 4 games, his numbers are ridiculous. He's so good, and you can just see that is the Sixers' whole squad right there. He just needs to manage his body better, just like we were talking about with Shaq, and he will last much longer in the league.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off of that. Joel Embiid, he's 4th in scoring in this league, 7 rebounds, 1st in PER with 31.4 PER, and without Joel, because it's called most valuable player on the team. That's why people like Russell Westbrook won in 2016 because he was valuable to his team. Joel's valuable to his team because without Joel, the Sixers won't be as good as everybody think they were as everybody think they are. Without Joel Embiid, they won't be as good. So that's why Joel Embiid is the MVP because you can take Kevin Durant off the Nets. They still have Kyrie Irving and James Harden. That's why I don't know why people say Kevin Durant is the MVP, but you have Kyrie Irving and James Harden also on the squad too. You can take off the team. They'll still make the playoffs with Kyrie Irving and James Harden. With Kyrie Irving made the playoffs without Kevin Durant last year too. So, and Kyrie Irving barely even played last year too. So, I don't really see Kevin Durant being the most valuable player in the league if he has like the top 10 scoring options in the league with Kyrie Irving and James Harden. But also you got Nikola Jokic. The whole time, I feel like without Nikola Jokic, there's still a decent squad with Jamal Murray, and you got Michael Porter Jr. too. So that's my argument about Joel. But if you take Joel off, the only person who's scoring on the team is Tobias Harris, and Ben Simmons averaging 11 points a game. So that's why Joel Embiid is my MVP. And if Joel Embiid wins MVP this year, he'd be the first center since Shaquille O'Neal in 2000 to win MVP. So awesome.
I'm really excited for this season. The Sixers season has a lot of potential just because of Joel Embiid being the top MVP candidate. If he keeps it up, I really hope he keeps it up right now. He's just shooting lights out, especially from mid-range. And he's been proven that he can beat good teams such as the Lakers. So right now there's no reason to not have him number one, in my opinion.
Okay, Gats.
Okay, I'll say this. I want to disagree with you guys just to spice it up a little bit. It'd be boring if we all agreed, right? He's right now, season ends today, Joel Embiid's my MVP. But he's missed 4 games already. He's on a great pace. First of all, can he keep up this pace throughout the whole season? We don't know, especially with, him always being like, oh, I get so tired, I can't play back-to-backs or whatever. And he's already missed 4 games, which with the math is like 20 games through the season. That should be like 12, 14 games missed by the end of the season in a 72-game season. And LeBron has played every single game, and LeBron has been the MVP every single year since he joined the league. So, and by the end, the Lakers should probably be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. So we'll see. I think Joel Embiid in the end will just miss too many games. He won't be able to keep up this pace, and LeBron will be the MVP.
Yeah, this is your LeBron boyfriend that's disagreeing with you right now. We're in the Clemson jersey. He's disagreeing.
I said if the season ends today, Joel Embiid's my MVP. But at the end of the season, when he misses 14 games, his stats go down a little bit. Lakers finish top of their conference as well.
And
LeBron's going to be there.
I can't.
LeBron gets snubbed, right? They're going to be like, oh, LeBron averaged.
LeBron's always getting snubbed every single year.
Okay, last year you got snubbed, but this year.
Last year he got snubbed. The James Harden year he got snubbed.
I can't hear this anymore.
I'm saying
I think LeBron's the GOAT, but
if the season ends today, Joel Embiid's my MVP. I'm just predicting that by the end of the season, he will have missed 14, 15 games in a 72-game season, and the Lakers will be top of their conference. LeBron maybe missed 1 or 2 games, and with good stats.
But Joel Embiid doesn't have a 20-point per game scorer on his team like Anthony Davis, who's averaging 20 points and 10 boards a game probably. His second leading scorer is Tobias Harris, who's averaging 19 points a game. And Tobias Harris can be really inconsistent sometimes, as we've seen in the past. So,
also, Embiid has missed most of his games because of COVID protocols back earlier in the season. LeBron and the Lakers might have that too. You never know. Or the NBA likes the Lakers more and they're going to postpone all their games. But the Sixers shouldn't have really had those games played, so I don't really think those games that he missed really count.
Okay, yeah, it's a fair point. But season ends today, Joel Embiid is my MVP, but we'll have to see towards the end of the season.
Okay. But, me as a Sixer hater, I hate the Sixers, but Joel Embiid is my MVP. That's saying how.
And maybe for the same reason that you said Joel is your MVP because his second guy is Tobias Harris, is the same reason I'm saying that they're not going to win a chip. Because your second guy is Tobias Harris.
It's similar with Giannis in the Bucks, where their second guy is Chris Middleton, a spot
Chris
shooter.
Middleton is even better than Tobias Harris.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, yeah. And LeBron's focused on the bigger goal, which is getting that ring. Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of awards, let me pull this up real quick.
Oh, the award predictions?
No, but it's that time of the year. All-Star voting. So, All-Star voting is here. And right, you go. I want to do All-Star voting where we can vote on some All-Stars for this podcast. We do this every single week.
Oh, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're thinking about actually having the game.
Yeah, they actually think about having the game. They're thinking about doing it. I forgot where. Pretty sure.
That seems so ridiculous in a year like this. It seems so ridiculous
Bonnet, Tuck, and
to have a
Tuck.
completely unnecessary event like this.
We need Bull versus Taco at the 5s.
Okay, let's start in the East. Guards. Okay.
Give me
Yeah.
Bradley Beal. Not getting snubbed again. Not getting snubbed again.
Okay. Oh, what about everybody else? Okay, let me ask everybody else. Okay.
I kind of want Jaylen Brown.
Who?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. Look at Trey Young's stats compared to everyone else.
Can we come to a consensus on anybody?
Can we look at Jaylen Brown?
Sexton or just Sexton?
Stats?
I'll say Jaylen Brown and Colin Sexton. What?
Can we look at anyone's stats?
Stats are right here.
This is
I know. I see them. And you guys are missing that James Harden's shooting 50% from the field, averaging 11 and 11.1 assists.
no. What is FP?
Huh?
What is FP?
But you also can argue that James Harden did most of those things when he was on Houston too. So I gotta give it time for him in the East. So.
FP.
But you'd rather give it to Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, okay. Thing is, we know that James Harden's gonna make the All-Star game. We want to see some of these young players make it their first All-Star game.
But Jaylen Brown's not going to be starting.
Wait, what is FP on the thing?
Field goal percentage.
That is not.
No way Colin Sexton is shooting 36%.
I just realized that.
Yeah, what is it?
When-
I'm looking it up. I refuse to believe that.
Oh, I think it's fantasy points. Fantasy points.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh, what the heck?
That's so young.
Imagine writing that as a stat. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna look up Trae Young because I like to hate on Trae Young.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, nice. 42% from the field. Oh gosh, this guy is so good. If I take a million shots, maybe I'd average 27 points a game too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, James Harden.
All right.
I don't see a problem with
Not
Jaylen
James
Brown.
Harden, bro. He just came from the Western Conference.
I don't see a problem with Jaylen Brown making it, but he's not going to start.
Or we can vote for 2 guards. So, Yamo, who's your 2 guards?
Bradley Beal was already one of them.
And James Harden? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Austin, your 2 guards.
Give me Jaylen Brown and Zach LaVine.
Okay.
I'm gonna make Bradley Beal, so then we have a consensus on that, so he goes in.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin Sexton.
Thing is, I'm gonna also say Jaylen Brown and Colin Sexton. So
pick one, Manny. You're the tiebreaker. Jaylen Brown or Colin Sexton? Who deserves
no,
it?
no. Jan was the tiebreaker because he didn't vote for neither of them. So Jaylen Brown or Colin Sexton?
Not Jaylen Brown.
Okay, Jaylen Brown.
No, I said not Jaylen Brown.
Oh, not Jaylen Brown? Oh.
I thought Manny was doing like a typical Manny thing, like, oh, okay, I don't care what your answer was.
I should have did that, but front court. We get to pick 3 people out here. Yamo, who's your 3 players?
Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and Giannis. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, to see the first 3 people there. Okay. Austin.
Vucevic, Embiid, Kevin Durant.
Damn, man, what a squad. You're going to have 2 centers out there.
Yes. Running that 2K cheese.
I just did 3, 4, 5, and they're all demons. Imagine that.
Okay. Gets.
Give me Giannis, Kevin Durant, and Nikola Vucevic.
So I can just put.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see if I left out Joel Embiid, what my reaction would be. No, just give me the front. Yeah, just give me the top 3 guys: Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Giannis.
Well, it doesn't really matter what I say because you guys all agree on the first 3. Because I was gonna say Joel Embiid, Jeremy Grant, and Julius Randle because it'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't like voting for those guys because like they're gonna get in anyway, but like, don't they deserve it? Kind of looking at the numbers.
Well, I'll still vote for Joel because I want to see Joel win be the captain this year. So with his, well, let's go over to the Western Conference. Okay, who's your Western Conference?
Front court. We're looking at right now.
Gets.
Give me LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, and Paul George.
Okay, awesome.
Paul George, Jokic, and Christian Wood.
Okay, Yamo.
LeBron James, Jokic, and yeah, I don't know. I might say Brandon Ingram.
Okay, so I'm gonna say LeBron James, Christian Wood, and
Oh, there's more.
yeah, there's more people.
Oh, dang, bro. Give me Anthony Davis then. Break out of here with Nick.
Give me Al Horford. He looks so good in that Thunder jersey.
Bro, you know what I heard? It's kind of funny, okay? Al Horford, when he's on a team that's not supposed to be good, but they end up having a great season. But when he's on a team that's supposed to be good, they have a bad season.
How are the Thunder doing? I haven't even been paying attention to them.
They're like 10th in the West right now, like with a 7-9 record. So,
Jeez, man.
but they got blown out by the Nets last game. So, 147 to 125.
Could you scroll up a little bit? I want to see the.
Yeah, these guys. Why would we even vote for those guys?
All right. Show me the AD row.
Yeah, AD's having a down year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my original 3.
Okay, I said LeBron James, Christian Wood, and I'm gonna go with. I gotta say this: people who vote for Zion this year are just dumb, in my opinion. So, and I'm gonna say Paul George.
What's wrong?
How many votes do we have for Paul George?
2.
Two.
3.
Three?
Yeah, I'm
put
the
it-
only one who didn't.
Okay, how many votes do we have for Nikola Jokic?
I changed mine to Anthony Davis.
Okay, so we only have one.
Yeah.
Okay, how many votes do we have for Christian Wood?
2.
2, and then we have 1 vote for Brandon Ingram.
Take Wood. We don't need any centers.
Okay, now let's do the front court. I mean, not front court, guards. But who do you guys have for the guards? I'm going to go off saying this, okay? No bias. I'm going to say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and John Morant for mine. Okay, Yamo.
Doncic and Steph.
Okay. Where's Steph Curry? That's a. Oh, okay. I just missed it. I don't know why I didn't see Steph Curry right there. Okay, awesome.
I want Donovan Mitchell. I'll go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes, 2 votes right there. 2 votes.
I want Donovan Mitchell as well. And Micey, who else did you vote for?
Doncic and Steph.
And Steph.
Oh,
Oh, Shai is not making it into my All-Star team.
So we have 2 people with 2 votes.
All right, I'll be the tiebreaker. Donovan Mitchell. Not Shai. So Steph and Donovan.
Donovan Mitchell was already in. I think we had.
We're Donovan Mitchell. Oh yeah, we have 3 people with 2 votes, right?
Jeez, man.
Yeah. And Steph and Donovan Mitchell were 2 of them. So Donovan, I'm voting for. And
But no, Shai goes out. Alexander also had 2 votes too.
all right, then Getz. Oh wait, no, then
Yeah, Donovan. Come on, man. The Jazz are the first in the conference.
Okay, so yeah, for between Shai and Steph Curry,
Okay. I can. Let's switch to. I'll switch to Shai. I'll make it easy. We'll give Shai the vote.
yes, sir.
that is cruised.
And now this is our all-star game looking like. I'll submit later.
Paul George at the 5 over there.
That is so cruised. That is so cruised.
Hey, all-star voting is not like fan voting is not about being like accurate. It's about being a fan and just like picking who you want.
Then give me Taco Fall and Boban at the 5 on the other side, and then Bol at the 4.
Well, they're not even close.
It'll be the slowest All-Star game.
Volvo's first all-star.
Bol's only All-Star game ever.
Oh man, actually they should only have all-star weekend so I can watch the dunk contest. One of the best nights of the year. Except when it disappoints every year like it inevitably does.
Last year was good. Aaron Gordon got snubbed though.
It was, yeah.
Last year.
Derek Jones Jr. won by doing his same between the legs tricks.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that result kind of left a sour taste in my mouth as well. So.
You know.
But doesn't everybody just want to relive that night where Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon were going at it?
The thing is, remember the year before when Zach LaVine won his first one, they had Victor Oladipo versus Zach LaVine too.
And Zach LaVine pulled out just a free throw line dunk, just regular?
No, I think that wasn't the year we did that. That was like the year after we did that. I forgot that.
He didn't use a free throw line dunk to beat Oladipo?
I'm pretty sure he didn't. I think he did that against the beat. He probably did free throw dunk, and then against Aaron Gordon, he did a free throw windmill dunk.
And through the legs, and caught a lob.
Mm-hmm. But I heard, honestly, in my opinion, the most rigged All-Star game was the one when Blake Griffin won it. In my opinion.
Because he jumped over the hood of a car.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think Serge Ibaka deserved it, but we don't talk about that.
Bro, his dunks were so weird, didn't he?
He dunked from the free throw line too. Didn't
he grab something with his mouth while he dunked?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But I remember there's one dunk contest. Someone blindfolded himself, but cut the holes in the eyes and still missed the dunk. And then I just feel like they got to add something else in the All-Star Game weekend. I heard this a lot, a 1v1 tournament. Or a 1v1 tournament like that. That'd be nice to see.
Yeah, but you know what I don't want? I don't want people to be like, yo, KD beat LeBron in the 1v1 tournament last year. He's better. That's how it's going to end up, I feel like, if they do that.
Because then when Joel murders all the point guards, it's going to be...
Oh, yeah, that's just stupid. There's no point in that.
Well, I can see, Taco Fall win the 1v1. So I'm just saying, point guard Taco with the handles. Oh, hop step, layup like that. With the 3-point shot too. Or you can see Bull out there. Oh. But right now, I'm going to ask you guys this. In this current NBA season, who's your current favorite player? Don't say LeBron James or.
Why can't I say that if he's my favorite?
I want to hear something interesting, okay? Like a random player,
Oh jeez.
God, do I have to pick someone that's not on the Sixers, or do I?
You can pick someone on the Sixers, but you can't pick a superstar player.
I have my player.
Okay.
Go ahead, then, Getz.
Jamal Murray. I got on the Nuggets train. They won me a lot of games, and in that little streak that I had going with the Nuggets, he hit this 3-point buzzer beater to tie. It was so insane. It was a great win. He made me very successful this year so far. And obviously he's Jamal,
Okay.
Say about Jamal Murray.
Okay, I'll include that because he's not an all-star. Austin.
Probably Tyler Hero. I got my sweatshirt on him.
Gosh, when he made that face in the NBA Finals, I was like, "What are you doing, bro? Calm down."
He's a cold player, though. I swear that man does not miss clutch.
What happened to the Heat this year?
Jimmy Butler?
What's going on with the Heat this year?
Jimmy Butler hasn't been playing much.
Jimmy Butler's been out with injury, or?
Yeah, COVID.
Injuries, COVID, everything's hitting them.
Oh man.
My player. I don't know. I don't want to be boring, but I might have to.
Well, you're gonna say Tyrese Maxey?
No. I was not even thinking. It was not even in the back.
I was thinking that you were thinking him as well. He's been surprising.
LaMelo.
LaMelo's been surprising.
How about LaMelo? That dunk he had last night, that putback was It was pretty good. It was dirty.
Well, my current favorite player in this whole entire National Basketball Association.
Let me guess.
My
Let's
okay.
Lou
Jay?
Dort.
No,
Jay?
It's Lou Dort.
it's not Lou Dort. It's close, but
Gotta be a Thunder player.
I'll hold.
It's the surprising thing. It's not a Thunder player. Okay,
What?
It's Ja Morant.
it's not John Morant.
What?
Brandon Clark.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. He's a rookie.
Anthony Edwards.
He wasn't drafted in the first round.
Oh, man. No, I don't know. Let's just give up.
My namesake, Immanuel Quickley of the New York Knicks.
Oh,
my
yeah, you
new
sent that to
favorite
me this
player.
morning. Why are you so in love with him?
Because first off, he has my name spelled right with the I. And
Immanuel, not Emmanuel. Immanuel.
Oh my God. Immanuel, it's a great name. It's in the Bible, so it's an awesome name. So spelled like that in the Bible, it's an awesome name, and he's doing well for the New York Knicks. Last night he dropped 25 points. He saw a celebration last night. He just went on the floor and started swimming. That was just awesome right there. Okay.
Manuel, I feel like he's just copying your basketball skills.
He is. I taught him a lot of things back in the day, but But I'm about to get me a Immanuel Quickley jersey. But the problem is, Knicks players don't really last long. Young players in the Knicks don't really last long. So
He'll be flipping burgers in 5 years.
right, okay, no.
That's what Giannis would be
Not
doing.
my namesake. My namesake is gonna be balling. Okay, Immanuel Quickley. If you're out there watching this, you're my favorite player. So I'm gonna ask some. Y'all, any baseball news this lately? Because I heard a lot of things about the Hall of Fame.
First, Nolan Arenado to the Cardinals. I just saw that last night on ESPN. That is a big move because he's a great player. He's a great player. But I don't really know how much of an impact that's going to have on the Cardinals. It's not like they're good or anything. So
Cardinals aren't bad, right?
they're not that good.
I don't remember how they finished last season, but I know, they were good the last full season that we had. Last year's was a little bit of a fluke, but
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe they're a better long distance team than short distance, I guess.
yeah. Also, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what I don't know exactly what the Cards gave up. I assume it's a lot because Arenado is just consistently a Gold Glover, consistently hits well, hits for power too. So it's hard to find a mix of all those things. And then also in local news, the Phillies are making interesting moves. They just signed this pitcher out of Japan, I think, to our starting rotation. Those guys are always so interesting because they can either flop or they can be good or whatever. Let me see.
JT re-signing with the Phillies. I'm looking right now through the MLBs.
Just gonna repeat. Yes, sir.
Kiki Hernandez to Boston. I feel like there's a big one I missed. Oh, George Springer to Toronto. John Lester going to Washington.
No, but the Phillies are also signing good bullpen and all that, so I'm very excited for them next year.
I can't wait for those Philly French fries
Man, I can't wait to go to any sporting event in person again, man.
Yes. And the Phillies, I don't think they're gonna be doing all the social distancing in the stands. That's what I heard though.
Yeah, I heard at least that they weren't gonna require proof of vaccine for you to enter a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one thing I'm really excited. When Phillies win, I get free McDonald's French fries. That came in so clutch last year when after football practice I get after footall practice I get McDonald's French fries because the Phillies won the game. But then last month of the season, I got no French fries because the Phillies kept on losing.
Actually, Manny, you put Getz and I both on that, bro. We started going to McDonald's and we were like,
we did it once. I was like, I don't want to do this every time that the Phillies win because we're gonna be in trouble pretty soon if we keep doing that.
But no, I got the Sixers now with the Frosty freeze out. So no, if the opponent team has 2 free throws, you get Frosty. So this guy wait till the Sixers play the Bucks and Giannis missed 2 free throws like that. So at home, it has to be at home too. And if you want to do it, you gotta get
the Sixers play Thunder and they have Lou Dort on the line.
Lou Dort been deadly this year, okay? Calm down. Lou Dort is just like the next Tony Allen, in my opinion. So,
man went like 1 for 21 from like 3 in games, something like that.
Yeah, but you guys can continue about your baseball talk. I'll just sit here with.
No, that's pretty much it for right now. Probably a lot of signings going on, but I really only care about what's happening locally with the Phillies.
So you guys don't want to talk about the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Well, I could look up who's up for it right now, but
because I heard a lot of people complain about how Barry Bonds did not make it in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
oh, this is every single year. Like they try to get these guys in, but I don't think the guys that we know and are convicted. No one was elected 4 days ago. Not a single person made it this year, which is what I like about the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's the hardest one to get into, but I don't think we should let those steroid guys in. And when we know, like the thing is always they're like, oh, there's guys in the Hall of Fame that you don't even know use steroids. But with these guys, we know that they use steroids, so they cheated. So keep them out.
People in the Hall of Fame deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because they hit it well. You don't. You don't, Bonds. Sorry. You didn't hide it well. Everyone else who used steroids in the Hall of Fame, they apparently hit it well. But
and then there's a guy like Kurt Schilling, who was a pitcher back in the day, and he has Hall of Fame level numbers, but just because he's taken some controversial stances since he's been retired and stuff politically, he's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if that should count towards your baseball Hall of Fame status.
But that's what everyone wants you to see, though, that they're not letting this guy in because he's making these political statements.
Yeah. Also, you got any thoughts about this?
Nope.
Okay, you lost like me, okay? And then, one thing I got to include and pull it up real quick. Right now in the Premier League, Manchester United is second after beating Liverpool, but he lost to.
Well, they beat Liverpool in a different competition, but they just lost a dumb game to Sheffield, to one of the worst teams.
Worst team, Sheffield. Sheffield United haven't beat Manchester since.
Sheffield United are last in the league, by the way, and they beat Manchester United. And now City is in first. Oh gosh,
City in first.
This is terrible.
Yeah, I'm hearing Sam's talking about that a lot, so he's a City fan. So
I don't want to see them win again, bro. They had such a bad start to the season. You thought they were already out of it, but the race is pretty good right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different teams that could win it.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to see Manchester United after they're like being good historically now and then not being good recently, but now they're picking it back up. Maybe we can see that Premier League title hold up, and win the Champions League too. But let's not get too hopeful right there.
Well, let's not get too much. Let's do the Premier League first.
Mm-hmm.
That would be huge for them to finally win it again.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get into football more. So.
Oh, he's calling it football. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Manny, that's how you start. You call soccer football.
Manny, we'll have to watch some games together. If there's a big game, we can come over.
I got ESPN Plus, so I'm starting watching some Manchester United games on the ESPN Plus. So
nice.
Mm-hmm. So that's nice, but that's pretty much it we have for this podcast. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you guys have anything else to say, you guys got anything else to say?
No, I'll wait until you're about to cut the video off before I do.
Okay. Okay. So
What did he say last time? First of all, whoa. We need to remember what he said last time because it was atrocious. It was bad.
I forget.
Man.
well, if you guys are watching from YouTube, make sure you guys like and subscribe and turn those notifications on and comment down below. If you guys are listening on Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars and subscribe to us and share it to your friends and families. If you guys watching a clip from TikTok, make sure you follow us. If you guys watching a clip from Instagram, we will make that soon. Make sure to follow us on there. If you guys watching on Spotify, make sure you follow us. Just basically follow us on every single platform you're listening to
Right.
on. So if you guys want to send us some questions, you guys can email us on dontestapod@gmail.com. Send us some questions so we can react to it, or go on Anchor and send us a voice message so we can react to that too. We haven't got an Anchor message since August, so we're still waiting for one. So, but that's pretty much it. I just gotta say this: I have a really interesting thing to do for our next podcast for the Super Bowl weekend. So,
Sounds
We're
good.
gonna keep it a secret.
yeah,
Okay. I'm ready for that then.
podcast. But I'm gonna tell you guys after this. So,
Okay, see.
okay, but that's pretty much it, guys. You guys got anything else to say before I say my last closing statement?
No, you say your closing statement, then I'll say mine.
You think I can press the stop recording button quicker than you?
I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm gonna speak louder than you, and I'm gonna tell you.
Okay. Wow. Ben Simmons is a bum.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside.